Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I found Eddie Guerrero. Apparently this guy has been super hard for people to find, but I lucked out. Apparently all of a sudden my Walmart has decided to get Ultimates, which hasn't happened before, but I'm not complaining. I'm super happy to have this guy in my local store. So now I have both Eddie and Ray, so that's pretty exciting. I guess let's go ahead and hop right on into it. Starting with the front of the box, you have this nice window here that shows you everything you get in the box. All the fun bits and bobs we'll cover here in just a little bit. Ultimate Edition down here in that nice silvery goodness. Ultimate articulation for authentic posability. Sure, why not? It says Eddie Guerrero at the top, but of course you can't see that. On the side, you have a nice little picture of Eddie Guerrero. Similar hairstyles. This one has the blonde highlights. I don't think I see blonde highlights here, but you know, it's a pretty good looking face sculpt, if I do say so myself. On the back of the box, you have a nice picture of Eddie right here. Another picture of Eddie in toy form right there. Ruthless Aggression, Eddie Guerrero. A little bit of a bio right there if you want to read it yourself. My box is unfortunately a little dinged up. There were only 2 Eddie Guerreros in my store, and both of them were pretty equally dinged up. I went for the one that was a little bit less beat up, and this was the one. But they're both pretty marked, but not that big of a deal for me, I guess. I can live with it. On this side of the box, you have Eddie Guerrero right here, and now we're back to the front, so we can go ahead and transition to the figure itself. Okay, and this is pretty much all you get. You get a nice assortment of goodies here, starting with the belt. The belt's the only thing I think looks a little bit wonky. This is supposed to be the Undisputed Championship, right? It looks like it's missing some detail. It looks way too smooth for that type of belt. I don't quite remember what that belt looks like, but I remember it having more detail. I don't know. I guess let me know if this looks wonky to you. It definitely looks a little bit off to me. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I don't know about this belt. It looks weird. Everything else looks okay, though. You have 2 or 3 head sculpts. One's already on the figure. The other 2 are this nice, smiling, cocky Eddie Guerrero, probably right after or right before he goes to do his frog splash, and then this is more of a neutral, still grinning because he was never frowning, always a happy guy, Eddie Guerrero, but more of a neutral face. And then of course I have the yelling one on the figure. It kind of fit the pose a little bit better. We have 3 sets of hands. 2 are already on, or one's already on there. We have 2 fist hands in the nice wrist wraps that looks pretty good. They look identical to like every fist hands you would find on any figure. And then these 2 grabby hands, which are again same situation. If you've owned a figure before, you've seen these fist hands. And then the more unique ones are these hands that kind of pose out like that, like he's, you know, hey, I'm Eddie Guerrero type pose, which are a little bit more unique. Of course, we have seen these before, but they just don't show up super duper often just because they're so specific to the wrestler. And then, of course, this is a nice closer look at that head sculpt. It looks pretty decent. On top of everything else, we do get a nice t-shirt. This one is not Velcro. If you turn it around, it is just a regular old shirt, which is nice. I do appreciate that. We also had one of these for the Stone Cold that I have. The only issue is getting this off and on. So I guess if I take off that head, can I pull off these arms? No. It's kind of a pain getting this off. And yeah, now the shirt's off, so we can look at it a little bit more closely. That's the only issue I have with these non-Velcro shirts. I do prefer the look of them, but getting them off and on is a little more difficult, especially with a figure as buff as Eddie. With the Stone Cold, he was a little bit more of a skinny wrestler, so the shirt was easier to slip on and slip off. This one, you can see it's kind of curling on the bottom. That's just from taking it off and on just 2 times, and it's already starting to do that. But it's a pretty nice looking shirt right here. I like the way it looks. Addicted to the Heat, Latino Heat right there. Looks great, if I do say so myself. And then the figure itself looking pretty good. You have the nice red tights with the green details all the way around, the nice green flames, and then the shapes. I don't know. It says Latino on the butt right there. Nice brown boots with the black flames going up the laces. Looks very, very good. I do like the way this figure looks in spots. The only issue I have, and it's the same issue pretty much everybody has had, is this torso right here. Right here is okay. He was never really this ripped. He always, I mean, you can see on the box, he never, I mean, he had a six-pack, but it wasn't like a tight six-pack. We all know why. It's because he was on roids, you know, which gave him the roid gut. So he was never quite like this. This is like what? The Batista body? Which is a little bit not correct for him. This he can get away with, though. I don't mind this being a part of his figure. The issue I have is here, and I don't know why they went with such a wide upper torso. This looks absolutely ridiculous on him. I can live with it, honestly. I don't mind it too much. It's not like it's figure breaking. It's just it seemed so out of place for Eddie Guerrero. He was buff, especially towards the end of his career. Like I said, he was on steroids, but he never quite looked like this. So it is kind of like, I get what they were going for, but like, I don't know. Eddie Guerrero is one of those wrestlers. He make a new sculpt for that guy, you know? Like, you don't have to reuse Batista's sculpt for Eddie Guerrero. I don't think that works anyways. I think it looks a little goofy. Just go ahead, make a new sculpt. See, I think if this wasn't on butterfly joints, they probably could have shrunk the shoulders down a little bit, but because it was on butterfly joints, it kind of shoots the shoulders out a smidge, and that makes it stick out a little bit more, and that's the main issue here. But, you know, this is what we got, and I don't hate it. It just obviously looks weird, so it deserves being brought up. And then the only other thing would be this tattoo right here, this nice cross, which of course it won't focus on, but it's right there. You can kind of tell. So now we can go ahead and talk about articulation, starting with the head. The head can go back like so, forward like so, not too much out of that. Slight wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Rotates all the way around like so. Arms can go up to about right there. Yeah, right there. Rotates all the way around like so. Swivel at the bicep. Butterfly joint looks like, if we lift that up, back like so. That's about it. Forward like so. Pretty good. Pretty acceptable. About what you would expect. Double jointed pinless elbows can go up to about right there. I'd say that's pretty decent, pretty good looking. Wrist can go in, wrist can go out, wrist can go all the way around. Torso ab crunch looks a little bit like, if we move the arms out of the way, going back like that. Perfect. Going forward, okay. Going back is definitely a little bit better, I believe. Yes, swivel side to side, back and forth, left and right, diagonal, all the different directions a torso might go. Swivel here at the waist all the way around. Legs can come up to about right there, which means you can bend to about that far. Big boot, that big, really big boot all the way around. Nope, won't go all the way around. These are, of course, the drop-down hips, so if you tug on them a little bit, wha-bam, wha-bam, they'll pull down for added articulation such as that. I appreciate these. They do kind of make transitions from like here, back to there, over there. A little bit more awkward, but you know, it looks good. I appreciate it, so I don't mind having that. Swivel here at the thigh can go all the way around like so. Double jointed knees, not pinless, but they are double jointed all the way up to there. Swivel here at the boot, all the way around. Ankles go down like so, up like so, toe hinge and toe hinge. And that is it for this figure. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments below. I will, of course, be responding to those comments and reading them and whatnot. Please leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. All the things YouTubers ask you to do, just do it for me as well. And I will be back with another video, hopefully, very, very soon. Bye.